My main print-on-demand store has made over 5,000 sales since I started it in late 2023. In this video, I'm going to go over the 5 key things that have made this possible. So the first thing I want to talk about is short form content. Now this has been an absolute game changer for my print-on-demand store, and I've put my TikTok analytics here and my Instagram analytics here. I could only get the last 90 days of data for Instagram, and I got the last 365 days of data for TikTok. And as you can see, TikTok has brought in 12 million views, 187,000 profile visits, 167,000 shares, whereas Instagram has brought in 321,000 views in the last 90 days. Now, there is a big difference in views from TikTok to Instagram, which is quite surprising considering it's the exact same content on TikTok and Instagram. So it just goes to show that what works on one platform doesn't necessarily work on another platform. However, the views for 90 days on Instagram are still really good, so I can't complain, but they're definitely lower than TikTok. So I'm just going to go over some key pointers now as to why you should be using short form content to grow and scale your print on demand business. So as we all know, short form content, it's got the opportunity for very fast growth. Short form content, when done right, has the potential to go very, very viral. And what you want to do is you want to make fresh, engaging content. So you don't just want to copy and paste somebody else's content. You want to make it personal and relatable to your brand. You want to make content that doesn't feel like an ad. People don't like it when you hard sell into them. So you can do this by making content funny, shareable, relatable, and yeah, just don't make it feel like a direct sell. You've got to remember you're building a product-based business around a certain niche, a certain feeling. So throughout your content, you want to try and get a certain vibe going. The next point is repurpose, don't reinvent. So you can put one video on multiple platforms. As I told you earlier, I pretty much copy the same video from TikTok and put it on Instagram. Given the results aren't the same on Instagram as they are on TikTok, but it saves me time and it still does bring in traffic. And 320,000 views in 90 days isn't bad. So although it doesn't work on the same scale, it still works. You can repurpose your short form content from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube Shorts to Pinterest. Pinterest is something that I'm currently experimenting with. I've been posting on there for about a month and a half and I've got 31,000 monthly views so far, and that's resulted in about 3 sales last time I checked the analytics. So not crazy, but it's an extra avenue to explore, and a lot of people online say Pinterest is really good for sales, so I thought I'd experiment myself and see if it's any good for my business. Moving on to the next point, you've got high output, higher odds of virality. So not every post will pop off, and that's okay. Plenty of the pieces of content that I post, they don't do very well, but the ones that do well really convert for my business. And you've got to think, each social media post is like a lottery ticket. You buy 10 scratch cards, you win off 1, you lose on 9. And that is exactly how short form content works. So you've just got to be persistent with it, which my next point covers. The algorithm loves consistency. So get in the habit of posting daily, every other day, and you'll no doubt see results. So what I like to do for my business is create a content plan with content pillars. So for example, you've got 4 different content types. You could have UGC content, funny, memey content, CapCut templates, and then carousels of your products, for example. Those are your 4 content pillars. So on days where you can't think of an idea, you can just go to one of those pillars and post content based on one of those. You can effectively repurpose the same message and concept over and over again by just tweaking it a little bit. That's something I've found a lot of success in, and it saves a lot of time when creating content because you don't have to be thinking of new ideas constantly. You can just take what's worked, repurpose, reinvent. And the final point, why short form content is really good, is if you go viral, you've got the opportunity to have a call to action on your post. So in my social media captions, I put something like link in bio, comment for a discount, products available, anything like that. Free shipping is another good one. So yeah, when you go viral, make sure your social media posts have a call to action. Now, moving on to the second point, we've got affiliate marketing. This kind of ties in with short form content because the content the affiliates make, they post on platforms such as TikTok or Instagram. I've set the date range from last March to today, March the 21st. And in that time period, I've had 178 affiliates and they've bought in 217 orders, which is £5,000 in sales. So not a huge number, but I'll go over now why affiliate marketing is really important for building a brand. So the first point is social proof. Now, affiliates effectively act like mini influencers. So when other people see your their favorite creators wearing your brand, it makes them want to buy it, and it positions your brand as kind of like a trendy brand, something that people want and something that people want to wear. Moving on, it's free word of mouth marketing. So you only pay when you make a sale. So it's kind of like a risk-free way of marketing. And the way I get affiliates on board is I reach out, cold outreach, and I say, do you want to be an affiliate for our brand? We'll give you a 50% off discount code for 1 or 2 products of your choice. And that is pretty much a break-even point for me, 50% off. So I give them a 50% discount code, break even, they get a product, and then they promote the product. So it's effectively free marketing, and I only pay when I make a sale. Moving on, we've got authentic content creation. So affiliates create UGC style content, and that feels relatable. It's not like a traditional ad, it's not a hard sale, so it does tend to convert really well. It's performance based, which is similar to free word of mouth marketing. There's no upfront fees, no wasted ad spend. You only pay when you make a sale. And it also boosts your brand's SEO because the affiliates are driving external traffic to your website, to your social media, your TikTok, your Instagram. And Google sees this as positive data because you're getting external traffic. So if you've got good SEO on your site, you'll naturally rank higher because external traffic is good. And although affiliate marketing has only brought me in 217 orders across a 12-month period, it is likely a higher number than that because someone on TikTok or Instagram might see an affiliate post and not actually use the affiliate's discount code. So I can only assume that this number is likely over 300 orders, and some customers simply haven't used the affiliate discount codes. So yeah, I think affiliate marketing is really good for your brand. And then moving on to my third point, we've got an optimized website. Now, this is really, really, really important because you want to get the most out of every single store session on your website. So my store was created in October 2023. And since then, I've had 205,000 website sessions, 5,652 orders, and a conversion rate of 2.58%. And you can see my conversion rate, it started about just over 1%, and last month it was over 4%. And the average conversion rate for Shopify stores is around 1.4%, and the 20% of stores achieve a rate above 3.2%, and that is why it is crucial to have an optimized website. So you can see over time here, I've optimized, and my conversion rate has more than doubled. So that means I'm making more out of the sessions that I'm getting on my store. So I'm going to go over now some ways that you can optimize your website so you can really take advantage of the traffic coming onto your store. So a clean theme. This is self-explanatory, but you want a clean, modern theme because it builds trust and it makes it super simple for customers to find what it is they're looking for. So the Shopify theme that I use is Refresh, and that is pretty much one of the most basic themes out there. So if I can get a conversion rate of 2.58% with one of the most basic Shopify themes, that shows that basic themes convert really well. Moving on, we've got a quick checkout. Now, you want the customers to check out in as few clicks as possible. And you can do this by offering guest checkouts, optimizing for a mobile-friendly design, and having clear call to actions to avoid customers abandoning checkouts. You can also do this by offering multiple payment options, so having Apple Pay available on your store, PayPal. You can even have Klarna on your Shopify store now. I personally don't have that because the fees are quite high, but it's an option to explore if you sell higher priced products where people want to split the payment. You've got a smart pricing strategy. So I've experimented with pricing a lot on Shopify, and I've now found a price that works really well for my products. I charge $19.95 plus $3.99 shipping, and have various discounts available that the customers can get. Moving on, we've got Sell Easy. Sell Easy is a third-party app I use to increase bundles and boost my average order value. That's really useful because when customers click checkout, they'll be prompted to add another similar item to their basket. And I found this works really well, from getting my orders to $19.95 to $35, for example. And that helps with conversion rate because it makes customers think they're getting a really good deal. Moving on, we've got discount codes that convert. So you can have welcome pop-ups, abandoned cart offers, thank you coupons, and automated email sequences. My best one is a 10% off in exchange for an email address. So customer lands on the website, pop-up appears, they get 10% off if they enter their discount code, and then you can use their email in future marketing campaigns. Moving on, we've got mock-ups that actually sell. So you want clean lifestyle mock-ups ideally, because customers can then picture themselves or the item in their home if it's a piece of wall art, for example. So I recommend investing in high quality mock-ups, or if you've got the budget, ordering samples and taking your own photos. Moving on, we've got built-in trust signals, so things like reviews, guarantees, and policies, so returns policy, shipping policy. That builds confidence in customers, and confident customers tend to buy more. A third-party app you can use is Tidal. That basically integrates onto your Shopify store, and you can put reviews directly on product pages, things like that. I personally don't use that because it's quite expensive. What I do instead is have reviews on my Instagram through the highlight feature. So yeah, those are just some ways that I really optimize my Shopify website, and that is how I've managed to get a conversion rate of 2.58%. Next up, we've got a diversified catalogue. So, like I say, I've had my Shopify store since October 2023, and since then I've added 435 products to my Shopify and 167 to my Etsy. I've said before, Shopify is my focus, and Etsy kind of just runs in the background on SEO, hence there being much fewer listings on Etsy than on Shopify. But I'll go into now why a diversified catalogue is useful. So the more products you have, the more bundle orders you'll get. This is particularly true if you've got a niche-based store where you can make products that go together and that are commonly bought together. So like I say, for me, I use Sell Easy, and because my products all match together, Sell Easy works really well. And because I've got so many products, I often get a lot of bundle orders. So having a diversified catalogue also helps keep your content fresh. So if you're marketing on TikTok and Instagram, you don't just want to be posting the same product every single day. You want to cycle through a catalogue of products. So I can do that quite easily, having this many products on my store. Same point again, pretty much. Having more products is better for marketing and social media. more designs, more content ideas, more chances to go viral. The 80-20 rule, which you might have heard other print-on-demand content creators talking about. So 80% of designs won't sell, however, the other 20% will. And you might think I'm wasting a lot of time here making products and they're not selling, but the truth is you won't find those 20% winners without publishing those 80% failures. And it just is what it is, really. You know, you've got to post an item to get feedback from your audience. So if you make an item, you think it's good, but it doesn't sell, don't be discouraged. Just leave it up, move on, and keep learning about what it is that your audience wants. So that kind of ties into my next point. More testing, more data, more sales. The more you analyze what works, the better you'll get at making winning products. So after posting this many products on my Shopify and Etsy store, I've now got a really good idea of what it is my customers want. So over time, you'll start to notice that this 80-20 rule doesn't really apply, and you know, it might move to more of a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split, but you've got to get over the barrier of making designs that people don't want to learn what it is that they do actually want. And moving on to my last point now, we've got persistency and patience. This is arguably the most important point out of 5, and I've made this little meme here to really represent what it is I'm talking about. So I'm sure many of you, if you've started print on demand, started a business, you might feel like this little skeleton here, and that is sometimes how it feels waiting for your first sale. You feel like it's never going to come, but eventually, with enough patience, enough persistency, enough learning, the sales do come. So patience is the biggest factor. Most people fail businesses because they expect fast results. They see people online talking about things like 10k in 90 days if you're a beginner. And while 10k in 90 days is possible for some people, it's not really realistic for most people, especially if you're a beginner and you're just getting into business and being self-employed. But success does come to those who keep going, keep persevering, keep learning, and keep improving. And you've got to think of it like this: failures are just lessons. Me personally, I've been doing things online for 8 years, and if I were to make a video explaining all the things I've started, all the things I've stopped, all the things that haven't worked, and all the things that have worked in that 8-year period, I'd probably be here for 4 hours, 5 hours explaining all of those businesses. But the point is, without all those failures, I wouldn't have got to this point in my print-on-demand business. So you've really, if something doesn't work out, you've just got to take what worked from it, take what didn't work from it, and then implement that going forward. Which ties in with my next point: consistency beats overnight success every day of the week. And you've got to think of it like this: if you do something for a long enough period, you constantly look to get better at it, then no doubt you will see results. And the output that you get from your business is only as good as your input. So you get out of your business what you put in. So if you're expecting high level results, you need to put high level effort into the business. And again, that ties into my next point: it is a long-term play. You know, you can't just expect to start an online business and see instant results, because, you know, there is a lot to learn, and yeah, it's not just an overnight success. So if you're watching this and you're not seeing results straight away, don't worry about it, because you've just got to learn, adapt, overcome, and you will see results. Just want to show you my graph again quickly. During this time period here, when sales were slow, and this time period here, when sales were slow, if I chose to give up in October 2024, I wouldn't have seen this big spike in sales. If I chose to give up in December 2023, I wouldn't have seen this big spike in sales. So I really want this to be your lesson to not give up and constantly look to adapt and improve your business. And those are the 5 key things which I feel have contributed to my print-on-demand success. If you found value in this video, please do subscribe and drop a like, and I'll see you next week.